Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Bach Podcast, where everyone who comes for a bachelorette party needs to know this company, my friend Nelson Brooks's company, Cabana Boys. How's it going, Nelson?
Doing great.
Okay, so let me tell you, these bachelorettes are hungry for entertainment.
We can provide that.
Okay, so I've heard of your company. I know all about it. I haven't been to one of these parties, but I've seen them on Instagram. They look wild.
You're missing out. Yeah, we got to get you one here soon.
So if I'm a bachelorette and I'm coming in from maybe LA with all my girls and we got this sick house, we're going to hire you. What is that going to look like?
Yep. So usually in a bachelorette itinerary, there's 2 to 6 hours in the weekend where we fit in perfectly. We can serve drinks around the pool. We'll help with party games. We'll take group photos for you. We'll provide the best Spotify playlists. We'll keep the party area clean, all while looking good doing it. So our guys are, they're good looking dudes and they're fun and personable and charismatic. So we're really there to be kind of the fun element to the party, kind of male entertainment, but in a non-creepy way, is the way that we like to say it.
Okay, I love that. So all the hot boys are going to be at our party. And are you guys or are you not also exotic dancers?
No, we are not.
Okay.
We will take off our shirts. I think that's the thing that we have in similarity to that industry. But no, we're not doing lap dances. We're not doing Magic Mike type stuff. I'd love to have Channing Tatum on our team, but no Magic Mike. We're just fun, good looking dudes who are gonna, give you compliments and serve you tequila sodas.
Perfect. So you guys are all bartenders though, right?
Correct.
So
yeah.
you can make the perfect anything I want.
Pretty much. Yeah. Some of our guys are more skilled than others. Obviously, we got 40 guys on the team. So we come with varying levels of experience, but yeah, I mean, most of the basic drinks we can do very, very well.
Okay. If I want bow ties, could I get bow ties or cowboy hats?
Yeah, if you provide them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually we do get outfit requests. Our standard uniform is a clean white polo that doesn't stay on long, colorful swim trunks and white shoes. But if you have a vision for something, if you provide it, we can typically do it. I don't want to say 100% of the time, but
we're not
usually,
wearing skirts and dresses and stuff.
Right. Exactly.
But we're out here looking good.
Right.
Okay.
So we had one party that was Versace themed.
Cool.
So they bought us Versace, not actual Versace, but the print swim trunks. We had another party where the bride loved Pitbull. And so they bought us bald caps and sunglasses and white shirts. And we walked into the party like that, which was pretty hilarious. But, bow ties and cowboy hats, we can usually accommodate that.
Okay, I love it. So you guys walk in the door and you have an itinerary of things that you can offer my party in case I have 4 girls that are a little bit boring and 2 that are really fun.
Pretty much, yeah. We really want to provide the party that you want. It's not about us. It's your weekend. You're spending hundreds and thousands of dollars to be in Scottsdale for the weekend. So we don't want to completely take over. But with that said, sometimes you need a little help. You need a little guidance. We are party hosts, so we can provide the game ideas and the music and those types of things to get the party going.
Do you guys do any setup of things if I need you to, or I don't know, setting up the party area for us?
Yeah, I mean, not so much we wouldn't show up the day before or that morning and do it. We do have some great partners that would help do those things, but if we show up and you say, hey, we want pool floaties inflated, or we do provide a brunch service as well. So we provide or set up the food for brunch, we can absolutely do things like that. As long as it's not constructing pergolas or anything like that. We can do mostly everything.
I'm imagining Spartans right now, just building things. Okay. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So if I have an Airbnb instead of a giant property that you guys come to, is that a problem? If I have a smaller party with a backyard pool?
No, that's perfect. Honestly, the way that most Airbnbs are in Scottsdale, a lot of them are in that kind of South Scottsdale area where it's, 4 bedrooms and a ranch style house with a pool. That's our bread and butter for sure.
And there's one room with a bunk bed that none of the girls want.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. One wall has got wallpaper on it. The other wall's pink and there's a neon sign.
Everyone. Yeah, you nailed it. You've been to all of them, I bet.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have been in business for 4 years. You've probably seen it all. What's the wildest thing you've ever been asked or, to do?
Man, should
I even ask that? Is that legal?
I mean, we get asked stuff that we politely decline. Of course, some of the more like wild stuff, we just have to say, hey, that's not within our scope. But
you're professional party hosts.
Right.
Yeah.
But the outfit request, the pit bull one was pretty funny.
That's
like
hot.
I wouldn't say it's extreme, but it's pretty funny.
It's hilarious.
We do, get requests for certain looks of different people. It's kind of funny. The brides or the maid of honor will say, hey, the groom looks like this. Can you provide guys that look like this?
Gosh.
Which is pretty funny. But nothing's like totally wild. Granted, like I see most of what happens before the party happens. What happens at the party, who knows? But I'm sure some stuff, some crazy stuff can happen there.
Okay, so I heard that if you want, you can also do a party bus version of this house party.
Yeah, exactly. So we have some Airbnbs in Scottsdale don't allow outside vendors.
Got
it. They just don't want, either there's like a noise issue or they don't want tape on the walls, or for whatever reason, they just don't allow outside vendors. So if you still want the Cabana Boys experience, we have a party bus. And so what happens is we'll pick you up in Old Town with 2 Cabana Boys. We'll assist you on the bus. We'll serve you drinks, be very much gentlemen. And then we'll get going and we'll stop at different partner bars around Old Town. And we'll give you drink specials and things like that that we've arranged with those bars. And you get like the ultimate party starter hype man on that bus. We're doing the DJ. We're playing games. We're again serving drinks. There might be a dance pole in the middle that we'll make use of.
I saw the bus. There is one.
Yeah.
There's definitely one there.
Right. So we're just there to be like the ultimate party starters. Because honestly, a party bus, that's what it's all about. Like people are up and dancing, and we want to like contribute to that.
Okay. I love it. I love the energy.
Yeah.
I love that you guys are all professional gentlemen and bartenders, because if I'm a woman, I would really like to be served a drink, and it's just like, it's Friday, why not?
Yeah.
So that's really amazing. I like the cordiality of it, that it's not just this like trashy experience, it's elevated. So I think that that's really cool.
Thank you.
How long are you with the party? How do you like plan if I want to have the perfect Cabana Boys experience?
Yeah. So most of our parties are booked 2 to 4 hours long. Our most popular time slot is like a 1 to 3 or 2 to 4, right in the middle of the day. That's when a pool party happens. But we'll go as early as 10 a.m. and as late as 9 p.m. But it is usually centered around the pool. And really the best party is I would suggest 3 hours. 2 hours goes by really fast. And we do allow you to extend the party as well. So if you're like, hey, it's an hour and 45 minutes in, these guys are leaving in 15 minutes, we're having a blast, we don't want them to leave, that's an option. We would just, take a Venmo and extend the party. We get a lot of people that do that because honestly, people don't know sometimes what to expect. They're like, are they dancers? Are they just bartenders? Like, I don't really get it. Except for the girl who booked us. Like, she's usually the one like, hey, it's going to be super fun. Like, trust me. And then we get there and it is super fun.
And they're nervous.
Yeah. And then all the girls are like, yeah, stay longer. So the perfect Cabana Boys party, is usually in that mid-afternoon. One thing that is important is that we don't provide the alcohol and mixers. We serve what you have. And so we have shown up at parties that are like 15 girls and here's a 5th of Tito's and a lime, make it work. And we're like, okay, like we, that's hard.
DoorDash.
So, yeah, exactly. So that's what we end up doing is we do DoorDash or Instacart. But a well-stocked party is the best type of party. If you've got plenty of alcohol, mixers, plenty of ice, especially in the summer, your freezer door will not keep up.
Well, I guess they're not from Arizona.
Exactly.
Nobody from Arizona would ever try to hold a party from their freezer door.
Exactly.
Not one.
They don't get it how quickly
that's
full
for
cup
4
of ice,
people
right,
at dinner. This is like one soda each. Okay.
So just make sure that everything's like well stocked ahead of time, and that'll provide a much better experience.
I bet you know companies that come in and stock all that stuff if they really need it.
Yeah, I'll shout out Scottsdale Bachelorette is one of our great partners. Casey is the owner of that. They do a fridge stocking service, and they do pre-arrival decorating too.
Love that. I've seen some of those. They look amazing. Yeah, so cool.
They do a fantastic job, so definitely recommend them.
Very cool. All right. So what does a service like this cost? Everyone wants to know.
Yeah. So our standard service is $275 an hour, 2 hour minimum. That's 2 Cabana Boys. Again, like I said before, you can have the option to extend longer. If that's a little too expensive, we actually have a experience called Bagel Boys, where it's 1 Cabana Boy will deliver a bagel spread, hot coffee, fresh orange juice in the morning.
Wow.
Just to kind of kickstart your day.
That sounds like a wonderful Saturday.
So that's super fun. It's not a full 2-hour party, but at least you get a cute guy, delivering food for you. You're probably still hungover from the night before in Old Town. So it's a way to kind of perk things up. So that's about $235. And then we're releasing a new brunch experience here pretty soon, which is basically just a 2-hour Cabana Boys party, but we'll bring a full catered brunch. So it's not just bagels. It's like something more substantial. And that's $275 plus the cost of food.
Is that because one of your Cabana Boys is also a chef?
We've got a team of very, let's call them Renaissance men. So, yeah.
I love it. You guys have a pilot, hot, track star, hot, a chef, hot, and ballroom dancers and pro tennis players.
It's pretty cool.
I'm not a stalker. He told me this. He told me who his staff was. I had to ask. But that's really cool. I like that you guys hire from like this really diverse background of sets.
Yeah.
And everybody's beautiful. It is obviously, when you're hiring entertainment, you want something nice to look at, but you also want to know that that's a person behind there like that you could have a conversation with. That's
super, super important to us. We could probably just hire models who are just models, and they probably don't have a lot else going on, to put it kindly. But I would rather have somebody who is like super charismatic and fun and cool, and they have to be at a certain level of attractiveness. But looks is not the only thing we look at. We look at charisma and their ability to hold a conversation and host a party.
Well, everybody's met a really pretty person that could barely speak.
Exactly.
So I like that you hire for more than just looks. But obviously these are all like model quality candidates that you've got working for you. So that's kind of cool. We've all seen your Instagrams, but you don't just have Cabana Boys. You also have Cabana Girls.
That's right. Yeah. So we have Cabana Girls is coming up on our 1-year anniversary for that service. So very similar service in terms of like what happens at the parties. But it's a little bit of a different model. We're obviously catering to bachelor parties, boys trips, those types of things. But it's 3 Cabana Girls plus a Cabana Boy. And the Cabana Boy there is mostly just like a bartender, party starter, helps kind of keep the party going. And that's been a super fun service. Obviously different clientele, but you can add Cabana Girls to a Cabana Boys party.
Oh, I bet that's amazingly fun.
We had one last night, actually, and it was a Cabana Boys party. So it was 2 Cabana Boys plus 2 Cabana Girls.
Fun.
And it was just like a total riot.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a great party. You have a secret that you don't maybe tell everybody, but I heard you got married 5 months ago.
I did, yes.
And I want you to tell how you met your wife.
Yeah. So it was our 9th Cabana Boy party ever. And she was from Florida. She is from Florida, but she was in town for a bachelorette. And her friend Alex was the bride and said, hey, she texted me because at the time I didn't have like technology. I just had my phone and should run the business. And she's like, hey, like we want to surprise our bridesmaids, or I want to surprise our bridesmaids with a Cabana Boys party. Can you make it happen? And I had a full-time job at the time. And it was a Friday afternoon. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I had like 2 or 3 employees at the time. And she's like, there's 18 of us. We're all super cute. We're all from Florida and fun. I was like, okay,
done deal. I'm going to wrap it up right now with this email.
So we went, super nice house in North Scottsdale. Had a swim up bar and a lazy river and putt-putt course and basketball court.
It's like a Bob Parsons villa house.
It was so nice. Yeah. And so we got there and we set up like a relay race for them. And, there was flip cup and there was, you had to hit the golf ball in the hole and make a layup on the basketball court and then go down the water slide. Super fun. And it was a good time. And Brittany, who's my wife, was really good at flip cup. I remember that. Mm-hmm. But then afterwards, they're like, hey, you and Cole, the other Cabana Boy, should go against each other. And I was like, all right. And they're like, the winner gets to kiss Brittany. And I was like, all right, who's Brittany?
Which one of you is Brittany?
Yeah. And this like super hot blonde in a purple swimsuit. So like, that's me. I was like, all right, let's go, Cole. I'm on. Like put my eye black on. I'm like, let's go. And I smoke Cole, and he claims to this day that he was like letting his boss win, but like, I don't know. I felt like I did pretty good.
You were competing.
Yeah. So
you're here for it.
I gave her a little peck. It was nothing gratuitous or crazy, just like a little peck. And we have our first kiss on camera.
Cute.
And so she flew back to Florida, and then a couple weeks later came back to Arizona, and we did long distance for about a year and 3 months. And then we got engaged, and she moved out here, and she's in residency as a doctor, and we got married in November.
Hot and smart.
She's super smart. Yeah. We have very different reports at the end of our day. Because I'm like talking about like champagne and Cabana Boys being late and what pool floaties we should order. And she's like, this guy died on my watch. It's like, okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's a very different day.
Very.
You'd be a listener for that. Okay, well, this has been really fun. I know you guys have one other company, though, that you haven't touched on.
Yeah.
And if I didn't want Cabana Boys or Cabana Girls, but I just wanted a bartending service, you've made that happen.
Yep. So that's called the Cocktail Crew. So if shirtless guys or girls in bikinis is not your thing, which is, I don't judge, like that's fine if you don't want that. We do have the Cocktail Crew. So these are charismatic bartenders that have more experience in the bartending industry. So our cocktails are really our focus, and we'll come to bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, other events as well. We'll make great drinks. We'll interact with you, but it's not quite the same level of like games and that kind of stuff. Our focus is mostly on the drinks, and it's been a fantastic service. Like everybody loves our people because we use a lot of the same staff.
Yeah.
But we just like keep our clothes on. So yeah, it's a really great time. So I'm really excited about that because we can now really service any type of event.
Okay, I love it. If everybody wants to get a hold of you and they've got a bachelorette party coming up soon, how do they do that?
So cabana-boys.com. That's where you'll find Cabana Boys and Cabana Girls. And then cocktail-crew.com is where you'll find the Cocktail Crew. On Instagram, we're at the Cabana Boys, and TikTok. We're at Your Cabana Girls and at Cocktail Crew Bartending.
Perfect. That was a mouthful.
It's a lot.
You really kept that on track.
My social media manager's like, yeah, so many accounts I got to manage. This is crazy. I actually had 2 more accounts that we closed down. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll consolidate.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I hope everybody utilizes your amazing, talented, professional bartending crew.
Thank you.
You guys definitely keep the party going, and it's been a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. That has been today's episode of the Bach Podcast here from Scottsdale, Arizona. Catch you guys next time.